Hi, this is Rainbow Harmony, here to help you find balance and peace to live a more colorful life. And this is a pick a card from my intuition. So I guess you're not really going to pick a card, you're just going to pick a number. Number 1, number 2, or number 3, and I'm just going to channel some messages straight from Spirit to you using my intuition. And this is a challenge that one of my followers gave me, Regina actually. Shout out to you, Regina. Regina, I was Skyping with her and she was very intuitive and ended up giving me a bunch of messages. And she told me, she was like, you know, you don't need the cards. And I was like, I know, I love my cards. You guys love my cards. I'm very connected to them, but she challenged me to do some readings just using my intuition and just channeling straight from Spirit. So I'm really interested to see if these messages are going to resonate with you and your situation. Keep in mind this is a general reading. It may not apply to everyone, but I'm praying that whoever comes across this message will receive the intuition to choose the right number to receive the right message. So definitely leave comments and let me know how I do. I'm a little nervous, but oftentimes I draw the cards when I'm talking to you guys in Skype and in video readings, and I just forget about them and I just start channeling. And some of the most powerful messages that come out tend to be from just my straight up channeling. So let's do this, you guys. Number 1, number 2, or number 3. If you choose number 1, I'm going to meditate on your message right now. So it comes as no surprise that the first word I'm getting is uncertainty. I've been talking about this a lot lately on the channel. I feel like those of you guys who chose number 1, you're starting to get in the flow of this whole uncertainty thing. You're starting to allow the mystery to unfold, but there's still a lot of fear. And so I guess what I want to talk about with you guys is fear. There was this meditation I did when I first had my spiritual awakening, and I went down in meditation and I was greeted by a dragon. And it was really intense and it was terrifying. I mean, it was so realistic. And it was like a fire-breathing dragon, so it was like intense. It was like breathing fire at me. I like thought I was gonna die. I mean, I knew I was in a meditation, so but it felt very real. And then the dragon stopped and it just started laughing at me, and I was just like, what? And like the dragon explained to me, like telepathically, because usually when you meditate it's like more of like this internal message you receive. It explained to me that it was there to help me face my fear. And it explained to me that fear is simply a projection of your own inner darkness. Fear is simply an illusion. Like, it explained to me that we're born into love, and this is a loving planet, but fear is something that we project onto situations and circumstances. And I realized, you know, I've been through a lot in my life. I've been through a lot in my past. Many people who are healers, who are shamans, who are intuitives, clairvoyants, it's kind of your initiation to go through this really rough life. You know, we come and we enter into these situations where a lot of times we're being abused, or there's just crazy things happening, many near-death experiences, and we go through all this contrast here on this planet. So for me, there was this feeling of this other shoe that was going to drop, feeling like something bad was going to happen all the time. And then something bad would happen and I'd be like, oh, yep, see, I was right. There it goes. Something bad happened. It's always going to happen. I just got really fixated on the bad things instead of like seeing that even those bad things were there to kind of steer me into the right direction. So I'm here now looking back a lot on my life, especially with this Jupiter in retrograde, because that's kind of what it's doing right now. It's like pushing us all inward to like rethink our life, to rethink our plans. And I've just been seeing like all the little blessings and all the little miracles that have, and even the contrasts and the bad things that have happened to steer me to where I'm at right now, which is a very beautiful place. And I still fear that bad things will happen. I don't know what's around the next corner, but a lot of these fears I project onto my path are worries about things that have happened before happening again. And so you have to realize that your fear is a manifestation of the past and your own inner darkness. And we create these fears in our mind. And many things that I worry and I fear about don't actually happen. That's what I've started to realize. It kind of makes you feel silly when you're worried, you're fearful, and then something good happens. Something the opposite happens. And then you're like, oh. So I guess I'm getting this message for you about fear, that the only way to work through that is to confront your fears. Maybe even writing in a journal, like what's the worst possible thing that can happen in this situation? And then like working that through all the way to the end and realizing no matter what happens, you have the power, you have the strength to handle it. The universe isn't gonna put you through a situation that you can't handle. I worked through this in therapy actually. One of my worst fears was running into people from my past. And so, especially in the grocery store. And so my therapist was telling me, okay, so let's imagine you're at the grocery store and you run into this person, what happens? And she helped me realize that like I could walk away. I could say something. I had many choices I could make. So when your fears actually manifest and something happens, you do have choices. You do have power. You do have free will. And furthermore, there's always miracles and synchronicities that do come into situations that help you. Eventually, I did manifest this fear, because usually your worst fears manifest because you're just thinking about it so much and so fixated on it. So I did. I ran into some people at the grocery store, and because I had been through that exercise of what do I do, what do I say, I worked my way through it, and I realized, wow, that sucked, but it wasn't as bad as I thought. I made it through. I'm still alive. I'm still here. I'm still standing. And it eventually took away my fear of running into these people. It took away my fear because I was able to face it and confront it head on. So if you're afraid of something and you end up manifesting it, like, be thankful for that, because you have the chance to prove yourself wrong. You have the chance to realize that no matter what manifests, you can make a way through it and you can continue on your path. And usually it's like this moment in time and it sucks, but then you move past it. Everything's always changing, everything's always evolving, everything's always growing, nothing is fixed in time. So even if you do manifest the worst fear, you're gonna get through it, you're gonna get out of it. And look back into your life to the times where you have manifested fears or things like bad things have happened, and see like what you did in the past to make it through that, because you always make it through, you always will. We're all on this crazy adventure called life together. We're all on this crazy adventure, and fears and things like that will manifest, but we're always going to make it through. So I'm not trying to tell you that your fears are irrational, but once you start getting that perspective that you're powerful and there's nothing that can happen that's really going to ultimately permanently harm you, oh my God, it's a seagull. Seagulls have to do with protection. You're always safe, you're always protected at all times. Once you realize that, it helps you feel more confident to just take risks, to just move forward, to realize that the fear is there to teach you. It really is just an illusion, it's a projection from your own mind. Once you realize it's all inside of you, you can conquer those fears. And when there's no fear within you, there's nothing to fear outside of you. So I'm not saying I'm perfect and I've conquered all my fears. I'm still working on this a lot. I think we all are. I think we always will be. This is like our human nature to, worry and try to predict and control outcomes. But if you can realize your fear is a tool to help you clear out some of that energy, a tool to make you more powerful, you can learn how to make your fears work for you. So going down in the meditation, facing my dragons, conquering my inner demons really helped me. And over time, I was able to go down into meditation and to hug the dragon and to cuddle with it. And I made friends with it. I made friends with my fear, basically. So meditation can really help you. Go down there and imagine that that happens and conquer it on your own. Ask for a guide or a spirit guide to teach you. If you're more religious, ask for Jesus or ask for God or ask for Mother Mary or whoever to comfort you and to teach you about fear. If you're not really into that, then ask yourself. I really feel like all the answers are truly inside us, just like the fear is inside of us. And so if there's something you're afraid of, you have the answer and you hold the secret to get through that inside of you. And so this is a message about meditation. I highly recommend Googling Teal Swan Meet Your Spirit Guide meditation. It's a really quick meditation. It goes by fast. It feels like it's only 5 minutes. It's actually 20 minutes, but it feels like 5. And it's really simple and easy and safe, and I love that meditation. I do it all the time, and it's helped me conquer my fear, conquer my inner demons, and to just be able to face each day and remind myself that my fear is just a projection. of my own worry, my own insecurities, and I need to work on that. That's what I need to work on. So ask yourself what you're afraid of, and ask yourself why. Ask yourself, where is this coming from? Is this coming from my past? Is this coming from my childhood? Is it because something happened that I need to face, that I need to heal? And many times the answer is to pray, to meditate, maybe even to seek guidance, to seek, a traditional therapist or coach, or a non-traditional therapist or coach, like me. I can definitely help you guys with this, but truly the answer is with yourself, and it's within. So I hope this message helps you. I'm sending you so much love and light. Peace out. Now for those of you guys who chose number 2, just give me a moment to take some deep breaths and to get grounded again. Touching these plants over here, they're so beautiful. The message is, you want to find your hope again, you just don't know how. It's like you don't really hope for much anymore. It's like society has gotten to you, because this world really tells you, like, oh yeah, dream big, honey, might as well just settle for less because you came from this background, this happened to you, you didn't go to college, or you did this or you did that. Sometimes you can feel like a failure because maybe some things that happened in your path, or different choices you've made. Maybe you feel like you're behind. Maybe you're like a certain age and you feel like, wow, everybody who's my age is usually doing this and I'm not, and so I'm behind. And so there's like all these thoughts you have in your head about there being no hope in your situation, feeling stuck, feeling like kind of directionless and purposeless, and feeling like you can't have your dreams. And I feel like a lot of that has been a projection, maybe of people you grew up around, maybe the people you've been surrounded by, maybe your work environment. I remember I worked at this job and all of us just felt so trapped in this job. We didn't know how to get out. And it's because it was an easy job and we got paid pretty decently. But many people, it wasn't their true passion. I remember watching everybody around me, and myself included, feel so stuck and feel so directionless and hopeless. And something that did give me hope was making a mood board. We've been talking about this a lot, you guys. Going on Pinterest, just looking at pictures and seeing like different lifestyles and different choices that can be made. Sometimes you don't know what choices you can make because you feel like you're stuck in this position, and the other people who've made other choices, you feel like, oh, well, they, their parents had money, or they came from this situation, or they must have just been lucky. But what you don't see is like the struggle that's hidden underneath each person's life, getting them to their dreams and where they're at. There's always going to be struggle, you guys. There's always going to be that. But something I say a lot, there's a train. Something I say a lot is, might as well die trying. So, if you want a way out, if you want to hope again, you can start with that thought. You can start with, well, let's suppose all these thoughts are true. Let's suppose maybe I am really stuck. Maybe I am screwed. Maybe I am really just a late bloomer. Maybe I lost my chance. You can just entertain those thoughts for a second, but hoping starts with just wanting to try, deciding maybe I'll just try. Might as well die trying. That's what I told myself when I wanted to become a fashion stylist. I just thought, well, whatever, like maybe I can't really go to fashion school. Maybe I wasn't born into this like super wealthy family that has all these connections and stuff like that in the entertainment industry. Maybe I don't look a certain way, or I'm not a certain way, but might as well just try. Might as well just die trying. And so for me, it started with making the mood board. It started with pinning ideas of the photo shoots I wanted to do, the people I wanted to work with, the place I wanted to live, what I wanted it all to look with. You need to get a really good picture in your mind of what you want this new lifestyle to look like. And When I first started painting those pictures, it made me depressed because there was such a drastic difference between where I was and these visions I had and the things I wanted, and it felt like such a dream. But I continued to add to the mood board, and I started receiving guidance like, go out and do a photo shoot, or, at one point I received the guidance to move to LA. And I just kept taking steps, I just kept doing little things little by little, and eventually, I start moving up, I start making this happen, and my mood boards and my dreams start manifesting. What I realized is it doesn't really matter what steps you take. It just matters that you do something. You gotta do something to stir up the energy, to keep the momentum going. So at first it just starts with making a mood board, having a dream, having a vision of what it is you actually do want. And if you don't know what you want, do some research, think about the people that you're jealous of. We talked about jealousy, about how when you're jealous of someone, you're just seeing unfulfilled aspects of yourself in them. Maybe there's a clue there. Maybe you're jealous of someone who likes to travel a lot, and you realize, oh, maybe it's a desire of mine to travel. Maybe you're jealous of someone who is out in nature working with animals and has like an animal rescue farm, like that, white jaguar, black tiger dude. I was like so jealous of him. I was like, dang, he just like cuddles with all these big cats. I really want to do that. So I realized maybe it's a dream of mine to eventually have like an animal sanctuary. So yeah, that's definitely still in the works for me. So just thinking about the people that kind of piss you off and make you jealous will actually help you realize what you want. And then you can start praising those people and start celebrating the fact that if it could happen for them, it can happen for you. And you can see that as motivation. So it's about getting in touch with your dreams and desires for a lot of us right now, but especially you guys who chose this number. And I do get this sense of feeling trapped. And so you need to free yourself. You need to take back your time, before work and after work and on the weekends. You need to get out into nature, go on a hike, do something fun. I know it's hard to get that energy, maybe just a little walk, or even just to sit on the ground and take some deep breaths. Just going somewhere different, traveling to the next town. If you're trying to manifest travel, then travel to different places around you you've never been. Go seek out like a cool nature spot, or a different corner of the city you've never explored, or the next town over, or maybe just take a little road trip or something. Take the bus if you have to. That can help you manifest more travel. And so just doing the little things, making sure you're paying attention to your self-care and that you're exercising. There's some people coming by, it's like a weekend, we're all partying. Maybe doing something like that, like getting out with your friends, having fun, going on a walk, getting everybody together. Bonjour. So that's definitely part of it for you guys. I definitely see that as a message. These people are all walking by, chilling. Get your buddies together and come out here. That's pretty much your message, you guys. I'm sending you so much love and light. Peace out. All right, those of you guys who chose number 3, I'm going to take some deep breaths and I'm going to get grounded, and we're going to see what your message is. Okay, so you guys are really on the edge of really breaking into something awesome. It's like the message I got is like, you're wondering, what if you did this? Or like, what if you tried this? You've already received some guidance on something to do. Like you're thinking, what if I just took a painting class or something and just tried that? Or what if I got a new camera and started taking some more pictures? What if I moved to a different place? What if I switched jobs? What if I, could cut back a little bit on my work and spend more time with my children or something like that? And I'm feeling this big message that yes, this is your guidance. This is your inner guidance talking. This is the universe talking. And cool, I love the name of this boat. It's called the Mustang. So that's the horse. We're getting a sign from the horse, and you guys all know I have a horse card in my deck, and the horse stands for freedom. So like you're desiring freedom. You're desiring a big change in your life, and you've already got the message. It's like you already know what you want to do. You already know your big dream, and you're just kind of wondering, what if I did, like what if I tried? What if I just took that first step? And so I'm here to encourage you guys to take the first step. get out there and just go for it. I talk about my fashion styling business a lot because to me it was like this big leap of faith I took, this big blessing. It's one of the favorite aspects of my life. And so I use it as an example in almost every video. Here I am again talking about it, but really for me, it started with going to the thrift store and picking out some clothes and putting them on myself and just modeling and just putting them up. I was like, what if I could be a fashion blogger? What if I just like took some pictures of myself and started getting my portfolio going? And what if I just practiced what I want to do? And even if I don't have a job or anybody really to help me, what if I just tried? And so I think that's the message here, is to just try whatever you can do. You know, get some materials together to start working towards this. Don't be intimidated by it. My business partner, John, is actually working on trying to make some jewelry right now. He's never done it before, but he's researching. He found a lot of information on YouTube about it. He's ordering a couple of materials and he's just going for it. And it's making him so happy. Like, I'm seeing like him try something new, and I just feel like the energy of bringing that newness into your life and following through on your desire is so epic. It brings so much change into your life. A lot of trains and boats today. It's the weekend. And maybe all the transportation I'm seeing in the middle of this message has a lot to do with you going somewhere or needing to reach out, needing to move somewhere, create change. Maybe, I don't think it's an actual move, it might just be a metaphoric movement into another place into your life. So this message has a lot to do with creativity, has to do a lot with how important it is for you to be creative. That energy really creates this vortex of manifestation and helps you to allow and to accept new things into your life. It helps you be in the receptive mode. It's one thing to ask for these dreams, to manifest them, to make the mood boards and whatnot, but there comes this point where you have to be in the receptive mode. And part of being in the receptive mode is following your inner guidance. So you're getting inner guidance, but you keep worrying like, am I dreaming too big? Is this really realistic? And anything is possible, you guys. Anything is possible. You know, I'm here in this place. For me, that's a big deal. it happened. You know, I got opportunities. The money came. People hired me out here and asked me to come out here. There's infinite ways that your dreams can become possible. And many times when you wish and when you dream and when you hope and when you pray and you set goals, the answer comes through other people. So this message does have to do with you getting out there and connecting with other people as part of manifesting this new chapter in your life. And so I do feel for many of you that there's a person or a group of people that are going to be very instrumental in you manifesting this new chapter in your life and helping you take this first step. But many times you're called to take the step on your own by yourself before these people can come in. So first you take action, then the support comes, then the money comes, then the healing comes. That's something one of my favorite healers, Doreen Virtue, says a lot. And that's really what helped inspire me to just take action in faith. And that's what you're being called to do now, is to take that action in faith. So I'm sending you so much love and light with this message. Peace out.